for the Las Vegas Raiders as they see the postseason for the first time since 2016. That's right. Welcome into Raiders Game Day, presented by America First Credit Union. Erin Coscarelli alongside my lockdown corner, Mr. Eric Allen. We've got so much to talk about tonight's game. Absolutely remarkable for Raider Nation. They did it at home, a 4-game winning streak, and they did it against the Chargers.
Oh, man. So we opened the NFL season up on Monday night, closed it out on Sunday night, both with big-time wins. Carlson coming up money, but a congratulations to this coaching staff. You saw what those Chargers did to us in week 4, was it?
That's right.
And then week 18, we come up, laid a pound on them. Outstanding job. Overall organizational win, just the backup guys who had to step up and play who were not here in training camp and preseason, and Derek Carr again. What can we say about DC delivering in the clutch again? Big time.
The Chargers handing the Raiders their first loss of the season, like you said, week 4, and it only makes sense that the Raiders would, a little revenge.
Yeah.
Here are your final AFC playoff standings as it looks right now. That's right. The Las Vegas Raiders.
Double-digit wins.
Thank you very much.
10 wins right there.
With that 5 seed, of course, that means they are facing the Bengals round 1. But before we get into that, all right, let's welcome into the show Mad Maxx Crosby right after the game. Initial reactions. Look, I mean, this was a microcosm of the season. When adversity showed up, you guys responded. Talk about what this moment is like for you in the Raiders organization.
Honestly, it's unbelievable. It's a credit to every single person in this building. Non-stop work every single day. I'm so proud of my teammates. Physically, my body was pushed to its limits tonight, and I know everybody else was too. So I'm just so proud of everybody. Coach Rich, without him, man, none of this could happen. I love all my teammates, man. It was so much fun out there.
For sure. Max, congratulations again. Just a big-time win for you. It's week 18, Max, and you're on the football field in all those pressure situations. Where did that relentless effort come from?
It started, last January. Countless hours, constant routine, nonstop, just not giving up. I just, I can't say enough about the strength staff, about my teammates. Without them, it's not possible. So I'm just, happy for everybody.
Well, you talk about being relentless. This was a squad you guys lost to. First loss of the season, week 4. You guys were on a 3-game winning streak. What was the difference like for you guys today as opposed to week 4?
I think we just made our mind up, from the start. We weren't losing today. No matter how many times we had to go back out there and try to get a stop, I didn't see any quit, in these guys, even the young guys, rookies out there, just, stepping on them. And that's what I was trying to tell them. Just keep going, keep putting your foot on the gas. And, guys didn't stop, and we got the win. So I'm just, I don't even know what to say.
I love it.
Max, 4 weeks ago. Yeah, 4 weeks ago, Max, it was like they laid it out in front of you. Here's what we're going to have to do to make the playoffs.
That's right.
What did you do after each one of those wins? Did you take things from those wins, or did you just kind of cancel those games out, focus on the next one?
Yeah, we're just taking it one at a time. There was some ups, some downs. This whole season's been ups and downs. But we just have resilient guys that love football, and we show up every single day with the same attitude, and that's the result you're going to get, winning football. Guys who love each other, guys who come out and play for each other, and that's all you can ask for at the end of the day.
Max, you had not 1 but 2 sacks on the day against Mr. Justin Herbert. This is a guy that's been a problem for you, the AFC West, and no one knows it better than Gus Bradley himself. What was he saying to you guys right after the game?
Coach said, it's not easy. And it wasn't. Justin he's a stud. He went out there, he kept fighting, but we just couldn't back down. We had to keep rushing, keep finding ways to get home. And I'm just so proud, of everybody, because we could have, tapped out many times, but we got guys who are relentless and just a bunch of, pack of wild hyenas out there. So it was fun.
Relentless. I love that word. Maxx Crosby, you're going to the postseason, first time since 2016. Thank you so much for joining the show.
Absolutely. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate it.
Oh, so cool to have him
hyenas
on the show. A pack of hyenas. Not just one, but a pack. That's right. So fun. Love Maxx Crosby. Well, folks, for you guys at home, here's what's on tap. We're serving you guys some first and second half highlights. You're not going to want to miss the game action, that's for sure. And of course, player coach reaction. I want to hear what Coach Bisaccia.
Playoffs.
Oh, you're saying playoffs. And in case you were wondering, guess who we're playing in the playoffs? That's right. We're previewing a first-round matchup against the Bengals. But first, let's take you through how this game got started in the first half. And none other than NFL royalty to light the Al Davis Memorial Torch, Virginia Madden, the Madden family. And we're starting things off right.
Oh, man.
With Foster.
That's an outstanding play. You chip on their defensive pass rushing in, and then you release in the middle of the football field. Lucky that ball went that way and not out of the end zone. But again, another really creative drive and a great creative play.
Creative drive. They started fast. They knew they needed to do that against this defense. Like you said, thank goodness the fumble goes out. Could have been very different. And of course, Daniel Carlson puts 3 up on the board, gets the Raiders 3 to start the game there in the first. And the Raiders, by the way, hold the Chargers to a 3-and-out on their first drive. Second drive results in a punt, but hold on.
Hey, let's win the turnover battle. Let's win the turnover battle. Special teams, Coach Rich's pride and joy gets a great turnover here. And again, these are taking possessions away from that really good offense of the Chargers. And that was a money clutch play by Zay catching it and Derek Carr putting it right on the money.
That's right. Speaking of money, how about 6 points from Hunter Renfrow?
Hunter Renfrow, again, on that left side. We usually see him, man, that route right there. All you guys at home, okay? Don't hurt yourself, but go out and practice those routes like Hunter Renfrow.
Renfrow. We'll be talking to him a little later in the show. He puts the Raiders up 10-0. Early in the second quarter we go, and
tackling
Denzel.
Machine. He's a tackling machine.
Yeah.
Double digits probably tonight. And, oh, man, unfortunate.
Quentin Jefferson does leave with an injury, does return a little later. But this defense, I mean, Max said it, pack of hyenas.
You know what? Continuing to get after it time and time again, going against this very, very talented offense. And this is one of the best dual threat running backs in the game. Austin Eckler can catch it, can run it, very strong player. But again, you have to continue to pound and not give up when plays don't go your way.
Absolutely. Chargers on the board, 10-7.
Let me get that guy down.
Keenan Allen with a 10-yard catch right there. And this was another guy that was a problem for the Raiders week 4. That's Jared Cook right there.
Yeah, the old Raider. Can't make some plays. But again, it's Justin Herbert extending the play, using his legs, great vision, arm strength. And here's that guy again, Austin Eckler. We talked about him earlier. Yeah, just such a explosive football player, but we have to find a way to respond. This is big time by our offensive lines, Andre James and running back Rashard, getting the first down on 3rd and 23, EC.
Hey, he got 23. We needed 23. He gave it to us. It was initially called short. There's the replay right there, but it was reviewed and overturned. As Derek Carr slinging it deep.
Good. Outside the pocket. We love to see DC creating outside the pocket. Again, Zay Jones creating a pass interference.
Yeah, that's
against Chris Harris.
Right.
And again, you have to find ways to get down and score when you're in the red zone. 7 points in the red zone.
That's right. And Josh Jacobs with the 1-yard score puts the Raiders up 17-14. I mean, look, we talked to Max earlier. He kind of said it right there. They didn't want to take their foot off the pedal. That's what I meant. How are you feeling first half? We're up by 3.
I feel great right now. First of all, you want to talk about red zone. And you look at the red zone numbers and you're like, man, that really hasn't played the Raiders' way. How can we get out of those situations of being in the red zone and just taking 3? You saw later on in that first half, we were able to get 2 touchdowns. That's big time when you're focused on being able to keep pace with this Chargers football team. Because Justin Herbert, one of the best young quarterbacks in the National Football League, he's going to get opportunities. He's going to take chances deep down the field with guys like Austin Eckler and those guys.
Speaking of chances, let's roll second half highlights and overtime. And Justin Herbert finding his big guy down 42-yard reception.
And again, just finds a little hole in the defense, is able to capitalize on those things, but Justin Herbert slinging it. But now that pressure, now that defensive pass rush is getting warmed up, getting ready to go, finishing when they get to the point of contact.
Dustin Hopkins couldn't finish this field goal, misses the 51-yarder, which, ends up being a real good thing for the Raiders.
That's big time right there. I thought this third quarter, the defense, they just kind of tuned it up a little bit, got revved up, continue with that relentless effort they have. Here again, 4th and 1. Oh, man, that interior defense.
What an interesting
plays.
place to call the 4th and 1.
Slow it down. Look at that up front. Just great job on our 2 tackles. Not kind of whiffing, but driving those offensive players back into the lap. Look at that outstanding job right there. Oh, man, Phylon, Hankins, Maxx, corners
Staley,
coming off the corner.
A lot of people wondering why he would have done that on their own 18, but the good news is the Raiders capitalize with a field goal and go up 20-14. And Maxx is there to say hi.
There's your guy.
You doing?
There's your guy. Hey,
Maxx.
Maxx Crosby showed out today.
What's a hyena sound like?
They laugh. They have that crazy laugh.
That's what they sound like.
Yeah.
Brian Edwards getting in the mix with a 30-yard reception.
Loving DC outside the pocket, creating, extending plays. And then our guy, Marcus, had 4 or 5 opportunities today, but this is a huge one right here, 3rd and 1. He gets the first down. And then our man, again, with his outstanding route running, gets into the end zone.
Number 13, Hunter Renfrow, always showing up big for Derek Carr.
Hey,
and how about the INT?
We got an interception. Casey Hayward. That's all right.
Don't angle it to Casey, right? Don't we know better than that? Raiders capitalize with a field goal and take the score up 29-14 as we are in the 4th quarter. But that's enough time to give Justin Herbert.
Yeah, he's just so good. He has a great arm, great anticipation of the routes opening up. Look at this. It's like 6 seconds. You can't do that. You need to be able to corral him. He's just so good outside the pocket, extending plays.
They go for it. The 2-point conversion. They get it.
And again, 4th and 10. Justin extends a play, finds receiver. He goes from left to right to left. Here's another one, 4th and 10. Things are happening all around him. Find a way to get off the football field. There's
been a lot of shuffling in our secondary. How are you feeling with what they were able to do with
it kind of depends on the matchup. I love the length of Brandon Faison, does a great job, but when he's not in, there is some holes there, right? So you have to figure out a way of everyone up for the game, kind of understanding exactly how they're going to be attacked.
Mike Williams ties the ball game 29-29, but give the rock to Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs. Seems like when it's another running back on the opposing team who's getting a lot of credit, he shows up. Josh shows up in a big way. 4th quarter in overtime. Josh took over this football game. Outstanding job.
And let's not forget, this is a man dealing with significant rib injury.
Yeah.
And he's showing up week in, week out, despite the rib injury. All right, so Raiders overtime, field goal, they get it, but that's always annoying when that happens.
Yeah, again, Justin Herbert just so good, just shows you a lot about what this young man is built with. Just a lot of patience, understanding the routes are going to come open, and ends up putting his team in a situation where they're able to tie it up.
Ball game is tied, and there were a couple, by the way, of missed face mask calls, that being one of them right there. You were pretty fired up, right?
Come on, guy. You can't blow that. This is big time. This is like a playoff game. You can't blow a call like that.
Yeah.
You cannot blow a call like that. So what if we don't convert on the next play, give the ball back to the Chargers? That means the referees have had an impact in this game, which they're not supposed to.
Blown call, Bisaccia not happy about it, but the Raiders don't worry about it. They don't need it. They've got Josh Jacobs on their team.
There you go, JJ.
I will tell you, a lot of people, you heard on the broadcast, wondering, how are the Raiders going to do this? Remember, if they tied the ball game, they'd still go into the postseason. They say, no, we're going to go for it. We're going to kick for it. We're going to play, instead of the Chiefs, the Bengals, and beat the Chargers. Both teams, in fact, if they tied, could go into the postseason. Brandon Staley not happy about that.
Yeah, for sure. And again, that's all about what you do as a coach. Great clock management, putting it in a situation where you're giving the ball to your should-be Pro Bowl kicker, right? Because he's not in the Pro Bowl. Carlson never misses in situations like that. So just great job by the coach staff, and we all know that our clutch kicker was going to line up, put it right through.
Clutch kicker, clutch final stats presented by
Look at those
Water.
rushing yards,
Hey-yo!
I know
Rushing yards.
Marcel is going to be super excited.
Oh, man. I like that you mentioned
yards.
Marcel, because Marcel Reece, our fullback, our third member of the team, he's joining us next. He's joining us live from Allegiant Stadium. You know we're going to ask him all kinds of questions. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Raiders Game Day is brought to you by Cox, proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders. America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders. Coors Light, an official beer of Raider Nation made to chill. And by Allegiant, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Low fares, nonstop flights. Book now only at Allegiant.com.
All right, welcome back into the show. Raiders Game Day. Erin Coscarelli, Eric Allen, the Silver and Black celebrating a huge win as they head into the postseason for the first time in 5 years. And it only makes sense we bring in our third member of the show. How could we do a show without our very own Marcel Reece joining us live from Allegiant? Marcel, it is so good to see you. How are you?
I am great right now. The most important thing that we needed to happen happened tonight. I'm excited about it. It is, man, I'm so proud of that entire team, that coaching staff, the front office, everything that transpired this season. They still made it happen. We've been talking about it, EA and Costco, all year long, right? Especially these last 5 weeks, that throughout everything that's happened and transpired throughout the year, the Raider Nation still had an opportunity to reach their final and ultimate goal, which is to win a Super Bowl. Yeah. And all you had to do was get into the dance. Tonight, we got into the dance, and it's an unbelievable feeling. It's so special that I had to bring a special guest to crash our show tonight, somebody who knows about winning. Let's welcome in C. Wood, baby.
Oh, wow, Charles Woodson.
Yeah.
That's pretty special.
Charles, what's up? It's EA and EC, man. Glad to see. Hopefully you loved that performance tonight from that defense, just relentless. Talk a little about what you saw from our defense tonight.
Yeah, I just thought, man, the entire game, it was a roller coaster, man. They had me and everybody that I was around going crazy. But like you said, man, the defense came up with it was some timely plays. I look at Casey Hayward, man. He's a guy, man. I'm so proud of him because I played with him in Green Bay, right? He comes up with a huge pick, towards the end of the game. But when they needed it, they stepped up at the end, and like Marcel said, man, the most important thing is they got the win.
They did get the win. And when you have Charles Woodson on, of course, you need to talk about the defense. What have you seen from the defense in terms of the beginning of the defense and as it's transitioned now to Week 18 that you really like and how they've stepped up?
Well, the one thing that I like about the defense is that, it's not too complicated for the guys. So they can go out there and really they can play fast. They don't do a whole lot of different things out there on the football field. So it should allow them to see each and every formation and know how to fit to that formation. But with that being said, I do think that they need to be a little bit more multiple on defense. I mean, you can't go the whole game, only sending 4 the whole time. Sometimes I think late in the game they might have sent 5 guys once or twice. You got to be a little bit more multiple, in my opinion, on defense. You got to be able to get pressure on a guy like Herbert because we know what kind of guy he can be. You see what he did in that game, bringing that team back and ultimately, tying the game up. So I'm proud of the guys. But look, this is a big matchup going against the Bengals. They got to go against another guy that's similar to Herbert.
Yep.
But they got a guy with weapons everywhere on this football field. Joe Mixon is a problem.
Yeah, he is.
As a running back. So this team is going to have to tighten up. But the most important thing is Joe Burrow is the leader on that team. They got to find a way to get him off the spot and get him on the ground in the pass rush game.
Well, we have one last question for you, Charles, and then we'll hand the ball off to Marcel. But, of course, I wanted to ask, you mentioned pressure with Justin Herbert. There are a lot of former Charger players on this Raiders defense. What's your take on Denzel Perryman? I mean, he set the franchise record for most tackles in a single season, and he's shown up big this year.
Well, I think he's a guy that's familiar with this defense, so he knows the ins and outs of it. And I think that was very evident from the time that he stepped onto this football team, that he knows what to do. He knows how to play this defense. He knows where his fits are. And he's one of those guys that you need at linebacker, that he's a sideline-to-sideline guy. That's kind of like a cliche term that you use for those type of guys, but it's so important because he's everywhere. You might have to have him covering the back, but when anything breaks down on that team and a running back breaks right, breaks left, he'll run it down. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to make a ton of tackles. So I really love watching him play because he's an instinctive player, and I think he's a natural leader on this defense. So Perryman is a monster, man. And this team right now, I promise you, they aren't where they are without him.
That's awesome. I mean, thank you, Marcel. We were able to get Charles Woodson on the show. Charles, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Wood.
For sure. Always, man. EA, my man.
Yeah.
I mean, not a big surprise. All the stars showing up at Allegiant, especially the legends, right?
You're in Vegas. That's what happens. Marcel just rounded them up for us, right?
I love him. Marcel knows people, But I'm curious.
This is the entertainment capital of the world, and the Las Vegas Raiders are the center of attention right now, just as they should be.
Yeah, for sure. Marcel, talks a little about leadership-wise, okay? Because from the owner to the GM, the coaching staff, the players, talk to us about how that leadership was able to get us to this point today.
Well, EA, you said it. It's leadership, and it starts from the top. We have the greatest owner in all the sports in Mark Davis. Then we have an awesome general manager who knows players, who knows the game in Mike Mayock. Then all of a sudden you get an interim head coach in Bisaccia, who's just a leader of men, and he helped galvanize this group when everything started to turn bad, if you would say, all the negative things come around, and he helped them focus on the positive and what the goal was at hand, and let them know that they can still reach that goal and worry about who's in the building, who can actually help us. And listen, my hat goes off to everyone in that locker room, players and coaches alike, because through everything, it's easy to pack it in and say, you know what, the deck is stacked against us, so, people expect us to lose.
Yeah.
They didn't go for that. They were resilient, and they won games when they needed to win them. And now we're in the dance. And EA, like I know, once you get into the playoffs, anything can happen. Everyone has a 0-0 record.
Yeah.
Well, and I love that you said that, because this is a very different team than the team that played the Bengals. This was a very different team than the team that played the Chargers, right? Week 4. Yeah. You're a fullback. I got to ask you about the running game in general tonight, but specifically, what'd you see out of that very awesome, long Jalen Richard run?
It was phenomenal. Listen, Jalen Richard is a veteran running back. The reason why he is a huge third down back is because he knows blitzes. He can see it before it starts to happen. I know I've been in those positions, and when he gets that opportunity to run the ball, he's going to make something happen. I don't even think that was necessarily the biggest play of the game for Jalen Richard. I thought when he caught the pass and stayed in bounds and then got the first down after that was even bigger. Jalen Richard had an awesome game. This run game is what is going to make teams that make long runs in the playoffs know how to run the football. Costco, you always talk about time of possession. I looked to my right earlier in pregame, and I said, with this team going against the Chargers, if we win the time of possession, we'll win this game. Mm-hmm. And we won the game because we ran the football, we took the air out of the ball, left their offense on the sideline. Mm-hmm. Listen, I think it was 147 yards on the ground. Josh Jacobs had a phenomenal game, 120-some yards. We had Jalen Richard with huge runs in the run game. Marcus Mariota getting involved. Derek Carr getting involved. Everyone was getting involved in the run game. That's what this team's identity is. EA, we always mess around, go back and forth. Are we a passing team or are we a run team? But listen, running is your identity. Big play passes help you be explosive and win the game, keep people guessing. We don't become predictable. We should have won that game, in all honesty, in the fourth quarter by handing the ball to Josh Jacobs. We don't have to get cute because we have a strong runner who can make things happen no matter what. And that's what we did today.
For sure. I mean, I was thinking about you all day long when they were running the football effectively. Talk to us a little about Andre James. Those two guards really came up big tonight for us.
Our offensive line stepped up. Cole Miller's been playing lights out all year long. Our guards, they stepped up today. I saw Alex Leatherford running up to the second level and blocking guys. Andre James getting more pancakes. Hats off to the O-line. Hats off to our runners and our defense today, because our defense played lights out for 3 quarters. They couldn't do anything to them. So our defense played phenomenal. Our offensive line really stepped up, and that's something that I think Greg Olsen, Tom Cable need to continue to do. We have a young offensive line. So to get them confident, you put them in front of somebody and let them beat them up and bloody the game up. And that's what we did down the stretch when we needed to win this game.
Absolutely. Marcel Reece, our 3rd member of the show. We miss you, but you know what? We love your shirt, and we know, I see the little badge there, John Madden, Al Davis would both be very proud tonight. That's right.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Wish I was at the studio, but listen, Allegiant Stadium is still
right.
right.
Don't say that. No, you don't. You're right where you need to be.
You know what?
Don't believe you. He's having
You're
a good
right,
time.
EA. I'm right where I want to be, man. This Allegiant Stadium is going up. Las Vegas is great. I know I got to get Charles to the airport, but I want to say congratulations to Las Vegas. Congratulations to the entire Raider Nation. Las Vegas deserves this. Mark Davis deserves this. The Las Vegas Raiders deserve it. So congratulations to everyone. Enjoy for this short time, because we got to get ready for Cincinnati and go 1-0 again.
Absolutely.
Sure. Love you, brother.
Said it well. Marcel Reece.
Just win, baby. Love you guys.
Thank you so much. Go party at Allegiant Stadium. Vegas is going to be crazy
man,
tonight.
it's going to be off the chain.
All right, on the other side of the break, Hunter Renfrow, number 13. We're talking to him next. Don't go anywhere.
This segment of Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by Twitch. Watch, discover, join in.
All right, let's welcome into the show Hunter Renfrow. Hunter, you now join Darren Waller and Tim Brown as the only Raiders with 100 receptions in a season. And I know for you, stats don't really matter. I know at the end of the day, W's matter. How is the team feeling? How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, you said it perfectly. You know, the only thing that matters is winning the game. And, you know, that's some lofty people right there to be compared to. But at the same time, we just got to go find a way to be 1-0 next week like we've been 4-0 the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. Hunter, great job today. Talk to us a little bit about the red zone. Over on the left side today, a lot, scoring those 2 touchdowns. That's something different that we saw today, being on the left side scoring touchdowns?
Yeah, you know, I was joking with Derek and Oli a little bit about we have so many triple moves that finally the one move worked, you know, and I swirled and came back in. And so I'm glad it worked, you know, whatever it took to win. And I'm just thankful to be part of this team.
I know you're moving on and looking forward to next week, but let's marinate in a big win today, because you guys, this whole season, Hunter, have been absolutely battle-tested. What do you feel like this win means for this organization and this team this year?
Yeah, it's just one step closer to our ultimate goal of, you know, winning a Super Bowl. And so, you know, we just wanted a chance at the dance, and now that we have it, hopefully we can put together a great week of preparation, a short week of preparation. You know, we're playing on Saturday, and so, you know, hopefully we have a great week and go 1-0 this week.
Hunter, I've never seen our crowd so just lively before the game. What was it like? What was the atmosphere like in some of those situations where the defense was on the football field, fans getting after it? You guys get any momentum from that great crowd tonight?
Oh, yeah, the crowd was amazing tonight. Before the game, pre-game, you know, coming out of the tunnel, it was an energy that we haven't felt all year, and an energy that we needed tonight. And I really think Raider Nation pulled us through. And, you know, we made it interesting. We made it a good game. You know, we had a third or fourth down going down the stretch there, a bunch, and Raider Nation came through for us.
Well, Hunter, you made Raider Nation very proud tonight. Thank you very much for joining the show, and congratulations.
Thank you all so much.
Well, you heard what he said. A chance at the dance. The Raiders clinching a postseason spot after beating the Chargers Sunday Night Football. All good things to come. Of course, we're going to talk coming up next. Rich Bisaccia.
Yes.
The man has been through a lot this season.
Man, Coach Rich getting it done.
Getting it
the last
done.
4 weeks.
That's right. We're going to hear from Coach Bisaccia after the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
proud of our team and our coaches. And can't tell you how excited we are for Raider Nation and to play in this venue with a crowd like that. Looked like a blackout to us. Was extremely exciting. And as far as the game goes, we made some plays and we missed some plays. And we had some drives and we gave up some drives. And, we had some touchdowns. They had some touchdowns. It was really just incredible. Really two good quarterbacks out there playing. Unbelievable division game to come down to the end like that. I think we have a team that cares about each other, a team that knows what to do, and a team that competes with relentless effort, down in and down in and down in and down in. And we just find a way to have a chance to win at the end. Put Daniel back out there, and great job by the offense going down there. Defense comes up with a stop, and we have a chance to win the game at the end, and we won it. So with that, I'll take any questions you may have.
Go ahead, Hunter. Rich, you're a blue-collar lunch pail guy, and that's how your team plays. How much pride do you have in their just refusing to quit?
Yeah, I think the entire coaching staff, all of us take we all have a great deal of pride for our team and the way in which they compete. And I think that's what we try to preach every day. We try to find a way to get a little bit better, try to improve when the day is over. And again, we get ourselves in an overtime game again, and certainly somewhere in there we improved a little bit and found an opportunity to have a chance to win it. And so credit goes to them.
Rich, obviously this was a hectic game, unlike any other that you all have played this season.
I can't really even hear the question. I'm sorry. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
You can put it back up.
Obviously this was a hectic game, but do you think having so many of those games that went down to the wire, all the overtime games, the walk-off finishes, kind of prepared you all to kind of handle this when you were in that moment?
I'd like to think so. We've been in the situation before, right? Derek's been in a 2-minute situation before. He's been in 4-minute situations before. Our defense has had to come up with stops, towards the end of the game. And so you just can't say enough about how this team prepares and going into the game and playing like that. I just know they believe in each other when they go out there. They don't blink. We gave up plays. We touchdown at the end and didn't get the drive we wanted and had to. So they don't blink. They reset. They recover quickly. And then they just come back and the next unit goes back out there,
Hey, Rich.
Yeah, great point from Coach. I mean, that was a great question. A lot of unique finishes, a lot of overtime, walk-off, field goal wins.
Well, again, I think we're starting to see this team really represent Coach Rich. And it was a transition period there, and that's where kind of those, 4 or 5 games kind of up and down. But what we've seen lately is a team that plays really exceptional for 4 quarters defensively. They're going to get after you with the pass rush. But I think the one thing that has really changed about this team, and Marcel is going to get all on me, the offensive line, the effect that they have had on games late in the game has been spectacular. They've been able to get in position for one of their best players, Carlson, to win the game on several times, even through adversity. Derek maybe throw an interception here. But again, he is so confident in his ability, in his communication, and his relationships with the coaching staff and those players to be able to say, hey, if I get the ball again, I'm going to put us in position to win. He's done it several times.
This team handled business, celebrating a big W against the Chargers Sunday night. Hey, how is Bisaccia's quarterback feel about tonight's win and heading to the postseason? We'll hear from him next.
Yeah, it's very nice. Honestly, all I'm thinking about is I'm excited. I'm thinking about the next team we got to play, and that everything hurts. Like once I think I can get some sleep and wake up in the morning, maybe it'll hit me then. But I just have this weird feeling in my heart, like the job's not done. Like my favorite player, Kobe said, job's not done. And it does feel good. It's exciting, but I don't set out to just make the playoffs. Although it's been since 2016, right? And I didn't even get to play. But it feels cool. It's awesome. But our goals, this is one of them. But there was more after that too. So we're excited, and we got to play a team that already beat us. So it's going to be tough.
Derek, Willie Ramirez with the Associated Press. Max touched on it. Rich, obviously, Josh, and Hunter just used the word special. With everything that this team's been through, expound on that word and what that means to this team this year.
I mean, I think, I was talking to Mr. Davis in the locker room, one of the things we were talking about is like, I don't think any team has been through what we've been through in 10 years, let alone 1 year, you know. And, you know, there's so much emotion with, you'll pick a story, you know. There's so much emotion with everything that we've done in the, you know, my brother said it best. He said, this team was forged in the fire, and I kind of like that, you know. We went through some stuff, some refining, you know, some hard times, but we locked the doors every day on Monday, and the people that were inside that building didn't stop believing, and it showed today. We made it to the playoffs. It's awesome. It's probably the coolest accomplishment I think I've ever had in my life, football-wise, to see where we were at, everything we went through, and to still make it. No record, no thing. This was the coolest thing, to see this team come together and be able to still decide that this is what we wanted to do, and it's a cool feeling, that's for sure.
This segment of Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders.
All right, everybody. Raiders Game Day back with you. Erin Coscarelli,
Eric
Allen. It's so hard not to smile as the Raiders are celebrating a huge win against the Chargers Sunday Night Football. NFL got what they wanted, and the Raiders securing a playoff berth for the first time since 2016. And, you know, I'd like to talk about the season. Let's recap the season. Derek Carr, he talks about it. He uses the word resilient. Marcel Reece uses the word resilient. I mean,
look at all that.
You use the word resilient.
Yeah.
Look at what happened.
Look
Rich
at all
Bisaccia.
all those hurdles that you had to overcome, and it started in this building, like DC was talking about. You know, you come in, you lock the door on Monday, and you find out who's there, who's all in the building, and that's the only people you really care about. Is those people who are showing up, trying to get better each week. Can't say enough about this coaching staff, Coach Rich. Bisaccia, just kind of bringing them together, letting them do their thing, and him just really giving confidence to this football team throughout all of the ups and downs on the football field, off the football field. It seems like he was always mellow, always had the right response to any question that was asked in the press conferences, the tough ones, the easy ones. And again, I mean, he just came through time and time again, and that's why our Raiders are going to be playing the Bengals next week in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is not another team that's endured this much adversity.
Right.
And they were in adverse situations in the game, in adverse situations during the season. I mean, they had that big blowout loss against the Chiefs, and then no one saw 4 straight wins collected to end the season.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, a couple things that showed up in those 4 wins is, again, defense. The run-stopping defense was really, really good and solid. You think back to the Denver Broncos, they ran the football. The Browns, they ran the football. They didn't run it against us. And then the Colts, I think, was the biggest game, facing the top running back in the National Football League. We really did an outstanding job against them and Carson Wentz. And then our offensive line, and then our guy Josh just really tearing it up.
The Raiders handle business tonight, celebrating Big W. We got more Raiders Game Day after the break. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Every week. Let's get it. Sorry we made it that way, but we got the dub. Playoff bound. We're going to shake up. We got to make some noise now. We got to make some noise.
Amazing. Great to get the Raiders back in the playoffs where we're supposed to be.
I'm good. We going to the playoffs. What we expected to do. Now we got to just keep going. Just win, baby. Yeah, I know that.
We're going to the playoffs. Let's go.
We got to stop winning like this. But we just won. That's all that matters. Stay hydrated. We'll see y'all whenever we play.
That's right. Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.
You know, most importantly, getting a big W at Allegiant tonight. And you know what else happened at Allegiant? Stars were out big and bright.
All
How
over the
about
place.
halftime?
Oh,
the
my
halftime
goodness.
performance, Lil Jon. Can we talk about that?
I was supposed to leave at halftime and come over to the studio, but hold up, wait. Let me get some Little John up in here first. So we're up there. He did a great job. Had the stadium jumping and packed. They were so excited to see Little John. He had great energy, rocking the Letterman, the Raider Letterman. I mean, that was so exciting. We really turned it out this year on halftime. But yeah, Little John was big time.
Turned.
Yeah.
It got turned.
That's right.
I mean, we've had nonstop amazing performances
man.
at
best.
Allegiant.
Oh, the best.
Warwick,
Save the best for last, too.
Man, how about Little John? Oh my God, it was his birthday. We got to sing him happy birthday. All right, coming up next, Raiders Game Day. We're previewing next week's matchup against the Bengals. Stick around.
This segment of Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by Twitch. Watch, discover, join in. Modelo, a taste that's pure gold. Brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Credit One Bank, the official credit card of the Las Vegas Raiders. And by Allegiant, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Low fares, nonstop flights. Book now only at Allegiant.com.
Welcome back into Raiders Game Day. ECEA back with you. Raiders celebrating a huge victory at home against the Chargers, getting a playoff spot.
Yes.
Secured
Playoffs.
next week. In fact, speaking of next week, that's right.
We're
showing you the playoffs.
I love that. Look at that.
In the AFC. That means we're taking on
10 wins.
Bengals.
Yeah, taking on the
Bengals. I want to ask
Who
you.
Who that trying to beat those Bengals?
You know, okay, we last played them week 11. Didn't go so well for us. In fact, I believe we lost 32-13. What scares you the most about this team?
Well, they have a hot quarterback. They have a quarterback who's risen in the MVP race, right? So Joe Burrow has won national championships, one of the best offensive teams ever in college. Comes to the Bengals, changes their culture, basically by just being a very confident, and he has tremendous players around him. Joe Mixon, the running back, he's similar to Austin Eckler, where he can beat you receiving the ball, running. He's just hard-nosed, three-down back. Then they have the young receiving core that are explosive, making big plays, runs after catch. So what I like about this, though, is that running back will spark our guy. Because every time we're talking about a running back on the opposing team, it seems our guy steps it up, right? And that's the most important thing about this is being able to control the clock, keep the ball away from that high-powered Bengals offense and really work the clock, run the football, and then there's no one who can cover Darren Waller. Second week back, I think he'll be more explosive, and then we all know in the red zone, got to go to Hunter Renfrow.
Absolutely, yeah. Mixon had 123 rushing yards.
Yeah, he was a baller.
2 scores.
Yep.
Really quickly, what do you think the Raiders need to do to stop them?
Again, no big plays. Hey, man, no big plays, no big shots, no explosive plays, and find a way to bottle up Joe Mixon. We got to continue to put hats on him, have Perryman and all the defensive linemen kind of attacking him, forcing Joe Mixon, forcing Burrow to throw the ball chuck downs.
All right, well, the Raiders looking to make it 5 in a row, celebrating a big win tonight. Sunday Night Football against the Chargers, going to the postseason. For Eric Allen, I'm Erin Coscarelli. High five. All right, we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.